On the news tonight, over 1,000 former Labour Party members decamped to APGA. Bill to establish and regulate Anambra State Correctional Service passes second reading. Lagos Police Command arrests 2 suspected international fraudsters. 12 people die from deadly gas leak at Georgian Sky Resorts. Good evening and welcome to the evening news right here on ABS Television. I am Priska Wanko. Details of the news. Over 1,125 former members of Labour Party dumped the party for APGA, pledges support for Governor Soludo's administration. Governor Soludo received new members at the Professor Jura Akunyelu Women's Development Center in Oka. Government House correspondent AGK Abana filed on this report.
The decampment from the party by Ogande Oga warriors, who were the original Labour Party members and grassroots support group in Anambra, were led by their national coordinator, Chief Rochas Oji, along state and local government coordinators. The state chairman of APGA, Barrister Ifat Obiokoye, revealed that the mass exodus of Ndi Anambra into the party is because Governor Soludo has worked more than his predecessors put together within such a short period, pointing out that APGA is a party for the poor. Just as the special advisor to the governor on political matters, Dr. Alex Obiebolu, said that they had been in talks with group in the last 6 months. Receiving them, Governor Soludo described the party as the foremost progressive party in Nigeria, expressing the optimism to give the party a soul of progressive ideology. The governor promised to continue to work round the clock to provide the livelihood and prosperous Anambra State.
Anambra, Mr. Governor, is securing the state and is working much more than any governor put together in the last 20 years. APGA, all grassroots movements, if you
have the capacity, show it to us, and Anambra will be the winner. IDN will build that plan that we all dream of. We will all build it together.
The governor of Anambra State, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, has assured to perform more than what he promised in Anambra during his campaign, saying that his administration is committed to transforming Anambra into a world-class state. Governor Soludo stated this at the Immaculate Heart of Mary Parish, Fege, Onitsha, during the Thanksgiving Mass for Barrister Sly Ezokinwa's victory at the Supreme Court recently as the authentic national chairman of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA. Correspondent Emmanuel Okonkwo has the details.
The governor and national leader of APGA, who was represented at the event by his deputy, Dr. Onyekachukwu Ibezim, while thanking God for the party's victory, restated the commitment of the party towards producing leaders with the interests of the people at heart and called on the Anambra to keep supporting his leadership. Earlier, the national chairman of APGA, Barrister Ezokenwa, appreciated God for seeing the party through at the Supreme Court and promised not to disappoint him and humanity in leading the party.
It's a victory that we all expected. Nobody comes through the window to take leadership. The troublemakers tried their best, but the truth will always prevail.
Some people have political parties. We have a solution movement where people love themselves. You touch your heart, you touch somebody's heart. That's why we say, "One metwaka no bi kibata apuga. One metwaka no bi kibata apuga. No woman, no woman, no woman."
From Immaculate Heart Parish, Onitsha, I am Emmanuel Okonkwo, reporting for ABS News.
A bill for a law to establish and regulate Anambra State Correctional Service to ensure humane and effective management of offenders to provide for the administration of custodial and non-custodial services in the state and for connected purposes has been read for the second time at the State House of Assembly. The majority leader, Sir Ikenera for the mayor, while leading the debate during plenary session, lamented over the ill treatment being done to individuals inside the correctional center. Correspondent Emmanuel Chibota has the details.
Afodeme, who is the member representing Ekusigo constituency, said due to overpopulation, the essence of creating correctional center, which is a rehabilitation center, are not being achieved. In their separate submissions, the members representing Agwata constituency 1, Honorable Anayo Obaleke, his Urumba South counterpart, Engineer Imanwafo, and Honorable Obinweke, representing Anambra East constituency, supported for the speedy passage of the bill, stating that its objective is to ensure compliance with international human rights standards and good correctional practice in the state.
This is the right time for the state to take total control of the correction centers. We really need to work hard towards passing all-important law for the state.
This is actually what we have been clamoring for. Lots of people who must have committed 1 or 2 crimes and they have been sentenced. We find out that the purpose of sending them to correctional center is to keep them for a while so that we could be able to rehabilitate them.
But the international standard, if you go to correctional centers.
Emmanuel Shibata for ABS News.
The Anglican Bishop of Ihiala Diocese, Right Reverend Professor Israel Okoye, has called on the federal government to find a lasting solution to insecurity ravaging different parts of the country, which is seriously affecting the economy. Correspondent Abuchi Wozo filed on this report for the ABS.
Presenting his address to delegates at the second session of the 5th Synod of the Diocese at St. Stephen's Diocesan Church Center, Ihiala, Right Reverend Professor Okoye maintained that the high rate of insecurity, which resulted to incessant kidnapping, is discouraging investors and called on the government to seek ways of improving security across the country. He also stated that without the release of Mr. Nnamdi Kalu, all efforts towards restoring normalcy in the Southeast will remain futile. Right Reverend Professor Okoye, while speaking on the theme of the Synod, which is Be Doers of the Word, charged ministers of God to always preach the undiluted word of God, warning them of the inherent dangers of preaching the gospel of convenience.
We urge you to be fervently intentional in doing the word of God, bereft of any self-deception or deception of others.
Still to come on the news tonight, Lagos Police Command arrests two suspected international fraudsters. 12 people died from deadly gas leak at Georgian Sky Resorts. The news returns after this timeout. Stay tuned.
The Vice-Chancellor and Senate of Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Oka, cordially invites you to the maiden edition of His Royal Majesty Obi Alfred Nemeka Achebe annual public lecture on Igbo repository under the distinguished chairmanship of His Excellency Dr. Alex Oti, OFR, Executive Governor of Abia State. The public lecture with the topic Onitsha Traditional Society, Origin, Spread and Culture will hold on Tuesday, 17 December 2024. Time 10 a.m. Venue, ASA Secretariat, UNIZEC. Chief guest of honor is Excellency Professor Chukwuma Soludo, Executive Governor of Anambra State. Chief host is Professor Joseph Ifeanyichukwu Ikechebeli, Acting Vice Chancellor, Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Oka. Royal Father of the Day is Obi Professor Epiphany Chibogu Azinge, San the 14th Asagwa of Asaba. Host Royal Father of the Day is Obi Gibson Nwosu Ezeuzu, Oka, Traditional Ruler of Oka. Special guest of honor are His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi, former Governor of Anambra State, His Excellency Senator Hope Uzodimma, Executive Governor of Imo State, His Excellency Francis Ogbonna Wifu, Executive Governor of Ebonyi State, His Excellency Dr. Peter Mba, Executive Governor of Enugu State, Dame Dr. Adora Moji, OON, Group Managing Director, CEO, Zenith Bank PLC, and Dr. Neka Onyalikbe, OON, Group Managing Director, CEO, Fidelity Bank PLC. This message is signed by Professor Godwin Onu, Chairman, Planning Committee, and Mrs. Urena Okamgwa, Secretary, Planning Committee.
How will I face this crowd? With Tam Tam, no Lily. Let's do this.
Stay confident and stay focused. Breathe for it.
You're welcome back to the news. The Zone C Police Command in Lagos has apprehended two suspected international fraudsters allegedly involved in forging foreign certificates in Lagos and Ghana. In a bold move underscoring their integrity, the police operatives turned down a bribe offer of 66 million naira from the suspects. AIG Adeoke Fayoade, who heads the Zone 2 Command, confirmed the arrest. Police have announced a tragic carbon monoxide leak that has claimed the lives of 12 people at a Sky Resort in Guaduri, northern Georgia. The victims, including 11 foreigners and one Georgian national, were discovered in a sleeping area located above a restaurant at a popular Sky Resort. Authorities have stated that preliminary investigation revealed no signs of violence on the bodies, pointing to an accidental gas leak as a likely cause. The nationalities of the foreign victims have not yet been disclosed. Sport. Wolves are close to appointing Vitor Pereira as the next new manager. This was disclosed by football transfer expert Fabrizio Romano in a tweet via his X accounts. According to Romano, the deal to appoint Pereira is almost done. Wolves had parted company with their manager Gary O'Neill and his backroom staff on Sunday. Remember, you can follow news and programs on ABS on any part of the world by liking our Facebook page. Follow at Anambra Broadcasting Service. You can subscribe to our YouTube page at ABS Television or follow on X at ABS Radio TV and on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log on to our website. It's www.absradiotv.com. To end the news this evening, a recap of the main point. Over 1,000 former Labour Party members have decamped to APGA. Bill to establish and regulate Anambra State Correctional Service Bill passes second reading. Lagos Police Command has arrested two suspected international fraudsters. 12 people have died from deadly gas leak at Georgian Sky Resorts. And that ends the news at this time on ABS Television. Many thanks for watching. I am Priska Wanko. Good evening and have a wonderful night rest.